Hello guys and welcome back to the FPL series, and finally we have a game week where it's not a quick turnaround, it's straight into it. We're only talking about my preview today. We don't have to talk about a review of the game week before. It is just purely preview, and as you can see it here, I've done something pretty free, I've done my free hit finally. We got 2 weeks to go and it's a good time to do my free hit. It's a massive double game week coming up, and as you can see, this is the team that I'm currently playing around with. We've got Pickford against Sheffield, which I think is a good clean sheet opportunity there, and Pickford's one of the best ones to go for a clean sheet because he makes a lot of saves if he doesn't make a clean sheet anyway. And then we've got Pedro Porro and Romero playing against Burnley and City. I think Spurs' record has been pretty bad recently, but if it's going to be a game where we turn it around, this is the game week. I don't know how much I'm going to invest into it. I said, this is still me playing around with the team, so we might still have a bit of a play around this episode and see what we don't like about the team in general. Livramento against Brighton and United. I think he's got a very good chance of getting a clean sheet, and it's the only one that I'm certain of that he'll be playing in that Newcastle defence. The rest of it, I have no clue what's going to go on. The injuries are going to change and chop and change. I'll see who's fit come Friday, like the evening and night time. I'll be playing with it all night long, and I'll just see who's fit. That's who it'll be. Whoever's fit in the defence. Livermento's best option right now. Palmer has to be in there. He's just so heavily owned and he always gets a goal. But welcome out of AK. But I don't know how much I want to invest into this Chelsea midfield right now as well, because they are playing against Forest and Brighton, both away games. They're not nice games to invest in. And if I have to invest into one of them more, I don't know which one's Madueke right now because he's a bit more of a wild card. Gordon is currently my captain because he's playing against Brighton and United, and I think they're going to destroy Brighton and then have a good game against United too. Son against Burnley and Man City. Son always does well against Burnley. And City have a bad record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so it's worth having him in. Rodri, because if anyone's going to overturn that curse, it's going to be that guy in it. He's going to be involved somehow, and I want to be invested into him turning it around. I've got Haaland in, not for the Spurs game, because he doesn't show up in big games. I've got him for that Fulham game where he might get 2 goals, and everyone else will have him captain, so I need to just have him in the team because everyone's going to have him. And Isak, because he's someone that I've invested a lot of time into this season so far. And on the bench, I've not done anything major. I've got Travers because he might be someone that I want to get in as, he's not highly owned. Travers 0.2%, and it's a good bonus if he does make a clean sheet against Brentford there. Brentford obviously not been scoring a lot recently either. Diego Carlos against Liverpool because I think he'll have a good game against Liverpool. Obviously he's not playing my team right now, but it's just ones I can play around with. Branthwaite against Sheffield and Mateta against Wolves, just in case any of these guys end up not playing, end up having a bad injury right before the game week starts, and then someone has to come off the bench. I'm happy with that. That's a lot of talking, I know, and we're only 2 minutes into the video, so let's talk about what the fixtures and positions are catching my eye. And we'll do this on the transfer page because it's a good page to do it on. As I said, not too sure about Romero right now. Obviously, don't need to touch Diego Carlos or Branthwaite. Livramento, happy-ish with. Palmer, and I feel Son. I'm alright with Son. And then the rest of it is what it is. It's 2 positions that I'm not too sure on right now, and they're the 2 positions that we're going to mainly talk about. But anyway, Fulham versus Man City. Obviously, Fulham fill me with a lot of joy in that game there. So let's have a look at Man City and what Man City players we can bring in, because I said there's a lot of players that I've looked at this week, and Man City have a double game week. So, double game week, by the way, against Fulham and against Spurs. It's not a very nice double game week for City with the record they've had against these teams in the past, but Foden might be a good option to have in the team there. Always a good option, and he is very highly owned. 40% of the people own him, and for a reason. He's been on fire all year, but I kind of want to be slightly invested into one of the defenders, but it's one of them. Who the hell would I invest into? The pet rotation, right? The solid thing about having Rodri and Haaland in here is that they're safe from pet rotation. We know Foden's not safe. We know David De Bruyne's not safe. We know these 2 guys are safe from pet rotation. Fairly safe. As safe as you can be from pet rotation. Obviously, you still get rotated every now and then. But I feel like Rodri will play both games. I feel like Rodri will be a vital role in both games, if not the Spurs game at least. So yeah, Bournemouth versus Brentford. The Bournemouth team really screams out to me here, but they're not got a double game week. I want to invest into double game weeks here, but Bournemouth could have a double game week. So if you want to make one transfer, it would be Kluivert in my eyes. 4.6 million is good value there, or Solanke, but I don't know. Kluivert probably more. I'd probably edge more towards Kluivert there, being a better player. Everton, we've already talked about Everton. We've got Branthwaite, we've got Pickford. That's the ones that invest into that game. Newcastle versus Brighton. Let's have a look at what Newcastle players you could invest your coin into. We're on to Newcastle there. Obviously, Dubravka Pope. I'd love to have one of them in, but I don't know who's going to be playing. I could potentially decide to have both of them in the team instead of Travers and Pickford here, but then I want Gordon and Isak, so I can only invest into one. It kind of limits my options. We've already got 3 in. As I said, I don't know who's going to be playing. Livramento seems like the safest option. Lewis Hall might be a good option, but then I don't know if Trippier's going to be fit. It's one of them. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not from the future. Hopefully Trippier doesn't play in either of the games, because I want Livramento to play in both of the games. On to Brighton. No, Brighton do not interest me. Newcastle away, I think they're going to get absolutely spanked. And then that Chelsea game, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm not from the future. Spurs against Burnley, though. We're going to jump on to Spurs now and talk about a bit of who could we get from Spurs. Obviously, we've got Son in so far, and we've got Pedro Porro. We're going to see a back four of Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and probably Oliver Skip did really well in that role the other day, so I don't know if they're going to have Oliver Skip or Emerson Royale. Emerson Royale has been pretty found out recently, so I wouldn't want to invest too much into him. But if Oliver Skip plays there, I think he had an alright game once he came on for Emerson Royale, so Oliver Skip potentially. There's a few injuries there at the back. When is Udogie due back? Oh, not for a while. Davies? Oh, not for a while. Sessegnon? Oh, not for a while. That ain't good for any of them, is it? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Do I want to be so invested into defence? That's what I mean. I've got Romero in there right now. Do I want to start looking at another defender for one of these other teams? But it's who am I going to look at a defender for? So Romero might have to stay for now, unless I figure out something else. And for the midfielders, Richarlison potentially, Johnson potentially, Son's the one that I know is going to be playing both games. So Son's in the team right now. He always has a good game against Burnley. As I said, West Ham versus Luton, the way both teams have been playing recently, I don't want to touch it. Wolves versus Palace, the complete opposite. Both teams have been playing really well, and I want to invest into one of them. But who? I don't know. I'm not from the future. Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. Chelsea have a double game week here against Brighton and Forest. It might be good to invest into one of their defenders, but once again, what defenders? Because if we go on to Chelsea here we are. Mate, they're all fit again. They're all ready to go again. And it's like, oh, do I put it into Correa? Why would I want to do that? I honestly don't know. I might put it into Disasi. Disasi seems like the best option there. You know what? Put Disasi in the team. Why not? Ooh, throw these cards out there. Throw the cards out there. And he also gets a good chance of getting a goal, Disasi, as well. He's very good in the box in terms of trying to score headers. United have a double game week as well, playing against Arsenal and Newcastle. I have no faith at all in anything happening in them games, so we're going to ignore that. I'd love to have United playing a double game week, but what? For what? For the one goal they might get, maybe, and the 8 they'll concede. Definitely not touching the defence, because I had Dallo in my team last week and he did dreadful it, so yeah, not happening. Aston Villa versus Liverpool on that Monday night football is the last one, and I think Liverpool are going to lose this game. If you got Liverpool investments, I'd push them out of the team. I'd bring some Villa ones in for them. I don't want to touch Brighton, as I said. We can look at United's midfielders. We can. And we will. We'll look at United midfielders. Look how much money I've got that's left over. I could bring in a De Bruyne into the team right now and be like, right, yeah, there we go, guys. It's finished. Bringing in Disasi. No, I've run the wrong thing there. I want to go on Manchester United. Here we are. Obviously, Bruno. We don't know if he's back for fitness yet. Hopefully, he should be back for fitness. Hopefully, I'm begging he's back for fitness. But, we'll wait and see on that one. Haaland is fit. Garnacho is fine to go. But, Garnacho kind of shows up in these big games. We'll get that show for a second instead of Cole Palmer. That's a wild one. And then if we look at Man City, as I said, I could bring in De Bruyne, I could bring in Foden. It's the Pep rotation for me. It's knowing that Pep's going to go, oh, he played last in the game, he's going to get rotated now. He just knows what to get on my nerves. We're going to make a transfer right now. We're going to bring in Garnacho for Cole Palmer, and Disasi for Romero. It might bite me in the arse, but that's what we've done so far for this episode, and that is how the team's looking right now. As I said, it's going to look completely different come Monday. I'm going to mess with this team so much, it's going to be in my head constantly, but that is the team right now. I do thank you for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do with your team this game week, and let me know how you did last game week, and let me know what game you're looking at. What was your little... Ooh, I'm going to try and play something there. But anyway, yeah, that is the team talk. That is the FPL talk for the game week. I do thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, because there's more on the channel all the time. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheers, guys. Cheers.